Many comedians are depressed or have some sort of mental illness. Comedians with depression illustrate the harsh reality of the earth from behind the mask of comedy. Many individuals use their comedy as a sort of therapy. They use the stage as a therapy patient would use the couch of a therapist. People can relate to these comedians on a personal level because they too might be struggling with some sort of mental illness. To better understand these individuals, I wanted to learn more about someone appearing depressed, so I decided to seek out an expert. I had wanted to get a counselor's point of view, so I contacted and was able to set up an interview with Miss Dale. I asked her if there was some way to tell if someone was depressed just by looking at them.
I would say no, because I think we're all very good at putting on masks and posting on social media and pretending to be who we think people want us to be and who we think we need to be. And I think there are lots of examples in everyone's life and in media that show that no, you can't tell just by looking at someone if they're depressed or not depressed or what else they might be struggling with.
I also wanted the point of view of a depressed comedian. So I had tweeted John Moe, who is the host of a podcast that focuses on comedians and their mental health illnesses, but he never got back to me. Jean Reno once said, "But I will say that the most comedians are the saddest people I know. That is the biggest paradox to me." The sad clown paradox is a phenomenon that happens when comedians with mental illnesses get onto stage and make other people laugh. Many comedians do this, including Ellen DeGeneres, Robin Williams, and Hannah Hart. Robin Williams' depression played a key role in his comedy. He often referenced his depression in his jokes. But stand-up isn't the only thing that Williams is famous for. Robin Williams started off his acting career as Mork in the series Mork and Mindy. Then he moved through his career starring as Miss Doubtfire, Jeannie, and many more. But through all this happiness, he developed an addiction to alcohol and drugs, which started on the set of Mork and Mindy, as a way for him to feel something again. But he got over it, and went on for many years, until 2006 when he relapsed and was placed in rehab. He would then go on to be in Happy Feet 2, World's Greatest Dads, among many other great hits. Until August 14th, 2014, when Robin Williams, aged 68, committed suicide. Many believed that he was high or drunk, but it later came out that there was no drugs or alcohol in his system. There was a pocket knife found at the scene and cuts on his wrist. That day, we lost the reason we rubbed lamps as a kid, the grandmother everyone wanted, and the alien that we dreamed to have as a roommate, and so much more. Robin Williams, among many other comedians, struggle with depression and have other mental health illnesses. So it hit the whole comedic community when it had come out that Robin Williams was dead. Comedians try so hard to make others happy, yet so many themselves are not happy. If you are depressed or struggling with some sort of mental illness, please tell someone. Here's some advice.
I think the biggest piece of advice I give to people struggling with depression is that sometimes we don't recognize that it's an illness, just like if somebody has diabetes, it's an illness, and you wouldn't tell somebody who's diabetic not to take their medication, not to talk to their doctors. So it's the same with depression. It's an illness. You have to take your medicine, talk to your doctor, and make sure you're taking care of yourself and not just pushing it down and trying not to have it or not to deal or to make it go away.